Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equities Story. I'm with the one and only Wolfie. And Wolfie, you're embarrassing me, mate. You're looking so smart, and I'm looking like such a scrub.
Right? I'm like wearing my very much a woolly jumper at home because I'm freezing.
Well, I've had this like important posh meeting, and it keeps getting cancelled. And I've suddenly realised I've only actually got one tie, and everyone's laughing at me because every time I come to the office, I'm coming with the same tie on.
Oh,
So at least I know what to buy myself for my birthday next year.
I'm surprised you got a tie. I was expecting you like a little bow tie or something like the English.
A bow tie, that would look very posh.
Yes.
Okay, listen, this is just general share advice and not personal advice, as per the disclaimer. Wolf, let's get going because we'll run through this fairly quickly. I just want to run before we start, little Wolf, right? I implore, that's such an English word, I implore everybody to watch Wolfie's weekly wrap, right? It's fast becoming, dare I say, the best thing on the website. I love your weekly wrap.
On the planet.
No, Wolf, it's excellent. And I've had like some really nice emails saying, Dave, love Wolfie's weekly wrap. So much better than Einstein's. So much more simple, so much more easier to read, so much more easier to understand. So Wolfie, I have to agree with them. I'm loving it, to be honest with you. So I just want to have can I have a quick look at your weekly wrap from last week?
Come on.
Because I think it's great. So your nice dividend story, ALD, which we actually put that one on, didn't we? As a trade, very good. You've got your FOMO YOLO. Was there a 10 bagger this week? So
there never is a 10 bagger, but we're still looking at something that moves pretty strongly.
Yeah, okay. So interesting. You got hasta la vista, Lindsay. Time to take profits on.
Yes, I'm sorry. This chart, I'm thinking maybe there's some profits now.
Okay, again, hand free zone. Little bit of a snipe against me, but I'll ignore it because and the sight mind is there.
I'm surprised you're still reading it. Because I'm saving guys a little.
Well, I actually like your thought process about sight-minded because when I was looking at the charts, you saw Webjet chart looking good, Flight Center starting to look good,
Hello
Hello World looking good, and SiteMinder, a smaller cap that hasn't just caught on yet. You're thinking, well, hold on a second, the big boys are trending, the little one could come afterwards, and I like the logic in that, Wolfie. I think it's very, very good, and we'll have a look at that chart in a second, see what it's doing. Polar Alcidian, it's not looking very good, is it? So is it holding in there, Wolfie, at above 10 cents?
No.
Okay, so we'll have a look at that one as well. You got Blue Scope. What happened here? Can we try again? Okay. Killing the pig. What worked for us matter. I mean, again,
it's still killing the pig today, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still going up today. Hello World. Again, really a story that you really, really like. Best idea of next week. So it's a lot of fun, Wolf. It's absolutely brilliant. And what you did do again brilliantly, you picked out beautifully the stories that we were talking about last week. So absolutely brilliant. And to be honest with you, I think on its own, it's just superb. So well done for that, Wolfie. Excellent. And let's have a look at those two stories because you got Alcidian, and there are members in this, and
it shouldn't be. We said yes last week to get if it's below 10 cents. If there's still anyone left, technically it's a sell.
All right. So please, if anybody is in the stock, one, really. No more
excuses, Dave. No more excuses. We've done enough excuses for this story.
You've just got to get out of it. It's just not happening. If it gets back over trend, we'll look. We know it's a good story, but the market's just kicked it to touch for the moment.
They're just struggling a little bit with their fundamentals as well. So you know what? I think you could struggle for the next 12 months for all we know, and we could make money somewhere else in the meantime. Trying to recoup some of those losses that we made.
And BSL, give it another go. It's still holding up, isn't it, reasonably well?
It is, but when you look at it back, and we after that upgrade looked good, and then 2 days later, it doesn't look fantastic with that big red candle. So it's one of those, perhaps let's wait till the week.
Yeah, that's fine as well.
That was the thing.
But
But he's still holding, like I said in that little thing. It's
I
still,
wouldn't. I think it's just typical of our market. One fund manager is just taking profits or getting out. That's fine. And you had that ALD, which nice little, great little chart, Wolfie.
Not bad. I mean, there's nothing fantastic, but remember, we're looking at it's cheap, it's dividends. It had a good update last week, so we're still happy, even though it's maybe not super trending. We're still happy with how it's okay, for the dividend.
And let's have a look at the SDR. So I really like the thought process about coming in a little bit early for this. And again, Cincinnati says get over 369, but I think it's going to happen, Wolf. And I'll tell you why. I looked at Flight Center, and look at Flight Center for chart. Looked very good, didn't it?
Yes.
And then you look at Webjet, and I know you're not particularly. I mean, it's looked good for the last few weeks, but that Flight Center, I thought was really quite interesting. That little breakup last week. So the logic on putting that on, I think, was excellent, I must say. So let's go to some of the stories. So thank you much for that, Wolf. And Wolf's weekly wrap is absolutely brilliant. And I'm just going to go to some stories today that had some announcements. We'll go to a BGL first, Wolfie. It's been in a good uptrend, obviously, with gold recently, and they had another sort of positive announcement today.
I didn't see that announcement actually, so I'll pass on that. But anyway, I think gold is at the moment just going sideways at best. So it's ticking its boxes, I suppose. BGL. I don't think there's anything. Go on. What is it?
No, they're just highlighting the project strength with further growth, but just positive. PRN. Again, it had a nice trending chart. It didn't have a good week last week, but again, another strong announcement. Can you talk us through that one?
Yeah, look, a big contract win in the gold space. So I remember people asking me, "Oh, red candle last week. Should I be selling?" Patience, my young ones. It's still holding pretty strong trend line. So it's still technically a hold. So it can have those red candles, but it's still trending up. So I don't mind this.
Wolfie, TLX up 5%.
Oh, yeah, good thing you.
This baby's still going out. What was the what were you sort of thinking about the initial target price on this?
Well, when I first put it on, I was thinking $8. So that's already smashed by. But look, I remember calling this index CSL. So it could go anywhere, but you've got to have that long-term focus, hold it for 5 to 10 years. And then we can see it maybe go to 10, 20, 30, $40, right? Just like a CSL did over its time. But I love the progress of it. I love the different, what do you call it? They have to, tick certain boxes and progress its compounds. So from that point of view, we've got another one, tick a box today. And, a very positive one saying that looks like what they were working on with this renal cancer, looks like it's, the efficacy obviously is actually very, very good. So for me, it's, just another strong indication that the products that they've got, they could potentially all develop them at this stage, which is unbelievable. So I'm still holding. There's no reason for me to sell this.
Wolfie, we've already hit our target price. We comfortably sort of got through it really last week. I think what we could do is just redo that stop loss, if that's okay by you. We had the stop loss at 780, is maybe sort of around 970, for those traders out there. And I think we could comfortably put a nice new target price of $12, right? And give it a go.
I think now you need to have a bit of a longer term time frame.
Well, this is for people already in the stock, yeah. So if other people want to buy it, I mean, that's really I don't know if I'd recommend it right now. But certainly those people that are in it who are doing very, very well on it, Wolf, they should be able to lift their stop loss.
Yep, agree.
So I've just confirmed that. So we're going to lift that stop loss to sort of 970, just somewhere around there. We're going to put the target price up at 12, and happy days.
Happy days, all right.
All right, AMX.
Mm-hmm.
So not quite trending, Wolf, but again, I suppose the revenue wasn't quite as amazing as they made out in the headlines, was it? But it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, look, it's a revenue. I mean, they're not a huge revenue company, right? So things like 2.5 mil, 3 mil, or even if it's over 4 years, it's still, you know, a relatively strong for them. So definitely positive, but you know, not trending. I don't think it's something that at the moment we'd probably be interested in.
And is 2.65 million a multi-million-dollar contract? I thought multi was over 10.
Is it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the actual means multi.
Yeah.
Over one, maybe. I mean, what do you call it? A dual million? Well, I think anything over one is multi.
Okay. So
that's that. Anyway, that's my interpretation.
All right. Okay.
So I'm gonna back the company here in this case.
Now, what do you think about Little Judo Bank?
Look, I don't mind this little company, but again, probably in the wrong space at the wrong time at the moment. You know, it's just struggling with all the other lenders in this space. However, in a normal times, this probably will be very interesting because I think we need some more competition with the four banks, right? So it's going to get there as long as they, you know, execute well.
And they're growing, Wolf. Their market cap's up to, I think, 1.3 billion. So it's sort of getting to it's still not a large cap yet, but it's certainly a medium cap. CLG.
Yep.
Closed loop. Hasn't really got going yet on the charts, Wolf, but do you think you can?
Dave, I've been doing a bit of work on this, just quietly, you know, me, right?
Like,
I'm just going to whisper to you.
Right.
And I've done some numbers, and I looked at the acquisition they did in the US. So if the numbers are correct, just between you and me, it's cheap and it looks pretty interesting. So I need to do more work on this. So I'm just going to keep it under wraps, just between you and me. So
okay,
no one can hear it.
Don't tell anyone, so we can buy it first. All right.
Right. Yeah. So I'm still working on it, but it looks pretty interesting, I have to say.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay.
MEI. So you know, you haven't been. You haven't been enthusiastic about this, but the chart last week had a really good, really nice move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looked good last week. It's certainly trending. And you would say that is a trending buy. Although I did put on size that I put high risk next to it.
I saw that I said this is not great.
Well, talk us through it. And
well, first of all, just read out the headlines for me, because I love the headlines.
All right, I'll bring them across. Right. World's highest grade ionic absorption clay rare earth deposit. Now you look at that, and I'm thinking that's good.
Oh, that's going to the moon, right? You read that, and it's going to the moon.
So why hasn't it gone to the moon, Wolf? Tell us.
Well, I'll tell you. First of all, does anyone else actually know any other ionic absorption clay deposits? Because I don't. Right? Is there any actually mines out there with this ionic absorption? I think the only mines of ionic clay is in China, and good luck finding out what information about the Chinese deposits out there. So I think, you know, it's almost like one of those I've come first, how many people were racing, one type situations, right? So you can claim anything you like in this instance. But, you know, will it ever get up? Like I said, I'm not so sure. I think if this gets up, it's going to be probably it needs to be something really special, right? And like I said, I don't even know if this is special or not, because there is nothing else out there to compare it to. And the other thing is, I think if I'm going to go into that REE space, I prefer to be in the monazite type stuff, the stuff that Linus is in.
Well, Wolf, but that 2,626 ppm is pretty strong, right?
For ionic clays, we could be, but Dave, 2626 is, if you convert it into percentages, is 0.26, right? 0.26 is low grade in a normal scheme of things, right? But maybe when you do clay type stuff, that's high grade. I don't like I said, I don't know, because I don't deal with the clay stuff, because you never had to, because there was other deposits out there you didn't have to do, right? So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. And when you're saying that the magnet REOs on there, grades are 631, that's 0.06% of 1%. I mean,
yeah,
that's like background stuff. I don't quite understand.
Oh, listen, it's going to be interesting. Also, I suppose a lot depends on the margins on getting the stuff out of the ground.
Well, I want to see finally, I want to see someone come up with a PFS, right? I want to see a feasibility study so I can understand maybe a bit better of what the costs are of getting these sort of ionic type clay deposits into production, because I've got no idea. This is why, like I said, I think the only ones that are around, if there are any, is in China. Normally you just mine the carbonatite type deposits, which Lynas is in, and some of the other stuff, the big stuff.
But if they say they've got 409 million tons, yeah. Mm-hmm. So what would Lynas's big deposit be?
I can't remember how many tons it's actually got, but it's got a significant deposit that they can probably mine for another 20 years.
Right. I suppose it's understanding how big that 409 million is.
Yeah, well, I think it also works on how, when you multiply that with the percentages of the rare earths, how much it actually equates to. But like I said, it's something that probably, if you're going to be trading this, you probably need to understand. And there's a lot of FOMO in this, I'd say. And because we don't have really here in Australia anything to sort of guide against or compare to, we're completely in the dark, Dave. So we're just going on the FOMOs here, how they're going, but like I said, I wouldn't be touching this. I'd prefer to play Lynas, to be honest, for the high risk takers out there.
Good stuff. So listen, we're knocking this on the head. Way too dangerous and too risky. So stay away. Mm. It's you can trend it because it's FOMO, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Right. ORG, obviously in a takeover halt. Good production numbers. Good. Everything pretty good with ORG, but it's not making much difference to the share price. Is it gonna change? Is it going to stop the takeover happening? Is it going to get a higher price from it?
No, if I was a shareholder, I'm thinking, guys, we've just got a massive upgrade to earnings. Sure, we can get a better price out of the acquirer, right? That's where I'd be going if I was a shareholder. So I don't know. I mean, is there a case to be made, or is it like a done deal and they just have to grin and bear it now? It doesn't matter if how many upgrades they're coming through the next couple of months. It's strange because they're actually on a roll now.
ResMed, Wolf, they've had a nice move up today.
They did.
About 5%. So what was in their announcement?
Look, I have to just say here, I am really, really surprised. And I tell you why. It's because I remember seeing an announcement for ResMed last week sometime. So I'm just going to put this in. Just give me a sec, because I just need to get my head around this, because I remember seeing it. There you go, 20th of April. When was that? On Friday.
Yeah.
It didn't move. And the same thing came out today to confirm. And it's gone up 5%. What is going on? What are we missing here, Dave? It just makes no sense. And I thought, and I said on Friday, I'm thinking, this is a great result. It come up with almost 20% growth, pretty much across all the lines. I'm thinking, wow, this is going to go up. No movement. Today, just come up with more information about it, and it goes up 5-6%. I mean, I think we just missed it completely. As in,
I think there's I think someone's. How much volume has gone through today? Did someone just take a swipe through the board?
I don't know. But I like it, of course. I mean, it's a great company. I really like it. ResMed to me probably still should be an investment that you should be making money on and holding long term if you like that story. And
Wolf, we got a little 4DX now. If it looks like that by the end of the week, I think this possibly could trend higher. So very good start to the week. I wouldn't be going in there just yet, Wolfie, but it's up 21%. It's had a great brilliant breakup since those lows around 35 cents.
Yeah.
Last 3 or 4 weeks, it's nearly tripled.
First commercial scan, Dave. That's the reason why today's coming out saying conducts first commercial scan within VA. What's VA? Hang on, is that in America, Virginia or something? Yeah. Okay. So that's right. So look, they've potentially, this is the start for them of commercialization. That's why maybe people are getting excited. If you're going to be trading this, you've got to understand it's going to be probably high risk, but you can definitely see progress moving forward. So if they can play their cards right, you can see this going higher.
I think it could be a nice trade on this by the end of the week, Wolf. Yep. But we'll wait and see. Okay. Wolfie, apart from that, was there anything I missed or anything else that you'd like to talk about?
No, I think we covered the stuff that we needed to talk about. Tomorrow, what I'd like to do is talk about, if you're available, Dave. Otherwise, I'll do it myself. I'm going to talk about the upgrade stories that have been really pumping for us, and maybe looking at creating some sort of a fund portfolio of these stocks.
All right, and just like to say as well, we had DTL as a hot stock and a little bit safe, a little bit boring, but Wolf, you know what? At the end of the day, why wouldn't you buy that?
Dave, you're English, everyone understands, boring ties. I mean, what else can you ask for?
There are 2 other bicycles. We had QUB, which is starting to move up quite nicely, and Harbour. Again, 2 more boring stories. Sorry about that, but in this market, Wolf, boring is beautiful. So
sometimes exactly right. Sometimes you've got to go, I love you, boring.
Yeah, no, it's I think we've got to keep it boring at the moment. But saying that, some really interesting stories like DUR still going.
Yep.
Look at that. I had a bicycle, 2 weeks ago. It's still going with it. It's crazy.
Yep.
And DSE just having a little bit of a breather, actually, and most probably give you an opportunity for those to, if you're not in it, to get some.
Look at Matter Group, for example. That's the one that's really quite interesting. It's still going.
Yeah, no, it is. It looks excellent. I think you can see, you can see it doing that though, right? Look, it's you can see it coming back down to trend, right?
Yeah.
So, but
look, it's good action. I mean, you've got to give it to them. It's solid, delivering. Again, like I've spoken to you guys before. You always want to be on a horse that delivers really strong news or upgrades, because this is what the sort of charts you're going to get out of them.
All right, Wolf. Anyway, on that note, I think tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about the markets and where they're going, because we did have a little chat about that today, and I think what we sort of came up with makes sense, Wolfie. Yeah. Maybe we'll talk to everyone about that tomorrow. Okay. On that note, thank you very much, Wolfie. Always brilliant champion, and again some brilliant calls. Again, Wolfie, superb.
Always. Are you surprised?
Yeah, we don't get too happy. You're not getting paid any more money, mate. These are hard times. Inflation.
Guys, please write into Dave.
Can't you see my new house behind?
Yeah, exactly. Sure, you can afford a little room for me.
Yeah, well, there's a little shed apparently. It's a little outhouse. I've got it.
That's probably triple the size of my house.
All right. On that note, the great Wolf. See you later, Wolfie.
See ya.
Bye.